Welcome to the Three River Valley series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 21st of August 1932, which is about a month on from the end of the last video. And at the moment, not much is actually happening. And what I want to do in this part is a little bit of micromanagement around our town here, a bit more planning as we go into winter. But before that, as usual, a big thank you for your comments and feedback. You guys give me a lot to think about. Now, I did get a question about industry placement. And again, I think like what I said in the last video, I'm not really explaining myself very much. So I'll try and explain a little bit of the strategy for this town. Now, what I found with early starts that really you can't really rely on the buses. They're slow, they've got low capacity. So when you start out, what you need to try and do is get all your key industries within walking distance of the town. Now, I'm very much aware that that does have risks for pollution, which is the reason why the really nastier industries like the coal power plant is over here. But some of these industries, like what we built in the last part, the clothing industry here, which is starting to develop, but quite often I'm never going to get to 60 workers in here, simply because, well, the population won't be big enough. Because you think 60 workers, that's 180. We'd need probably 300 odd people just to run the clothing industry. And one of the things about early starts is you've got so many small industries, and eventually what will happen is as the economy expands and grows, these industries will become redundant and get knocked down. And the long-term future for our little town here is going to be become a tourist center, because this will be our historical center for the growth of our as our population expands. So that's the reason why I like to try and get the industries within walking distance, because it saves fuel, and also more importantly what it does is just ensures that you get a regular workforce into here. And a good example of that is that I set a temporary bus route up to here, but now this block is finished and is being populated, and as the population fills up here, and what I've done is I've actually set this the workforce from this building here to go to the clothing industry. So we don't actually need this bit here. We can demolish you, get rid of you. We're going to need the space for something else that I want to do in this part. Now, the other thing we were working on is over here with we got our Tudor farm being built, and we've also got our store there. The harvest is underway, and I'm going to be quite interested in the harvest this year, because I want to see how many fields that this small farm can actually harvest, simply because how much we can get from these other fields and what we can put into there will be quite dependent. I think we'll be lucky to get because we've already harvested the medium fields here, which has put some crops back into here. So we got 3 medium fields, 1, 2, 3, 4, and another medium fields. So I'll be surprised if we get all 5 of these large fields out, which means that when we set this small farm up, we will probably have to push out this way, and then put some of these fields will have to go to this farm here. And what I'm thinking is we'll probably have to put quite a lot of harvesters and plows in here, but what I'll do is I'll build that up over a period of years. Now, what I want to do first, and apologies that this might be a little bit boring, I'm a little bit worried about my university education, because you can see here I've got 50 educated people, but if you look on the top there where it says educated, it's dead flat. And what I was doing was actually monitoring this area, and I don't seem to be getting any educated people coming out of the university, which is a potential problem. So what I'm going to do is just monitor the current situation. Okay, we've got this here. You allocate you there, because I want that built. Now, what we're going to do, see, because I think I've got too many students, and probably the best way to explain that, if I can find someone, let's see if we can find someone who's fairly old. I saw a 20-year-old in there. See, if you see here, we've got a 20-year-old, but his education level is only 1.23. And if I show you now, to get someone who's highly educated, which is in here, I think must have somebody who's highly educated. You can see that they need an education level of 2.0. And this is the thing about when you've got an overcrowded university like this with too many students. Should just let it run. These students are not getting the education because they're not spending enough time actually in the auditorium. So what I'm going to do is we're going to push what's my average? My average loyalty is 40%. So I'm going to push that to there. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to push this to 35%. Let the game run. And what I want is to reduce the number of students here who can't qualify. And I've also increased the number of professors. And I'm hoping that this will drop down, because there's absolutely no point the over 21s or under the 21s it being in here if they don't reach that 2.0 level. So we're just gonna, still too many. I'm actually gonna push that to 40 because that's an average. See what will happen now. So what we're going to do is educate the elite. Well, that's the theory anyway. So we'll just see it. Let's just see that drop down. See, that's dropping down now, but we don't have enough professors. Kind of. Let's just have a look in here. The other thing I'm also thinking is we need to make sure that we're not get rid of you. Right. I don't want anyone who's problem is we can't control the educated people in here. Just need to make sure, hopefully not get educated people in there. Let's just check all the bus routes here. Oh, we've only got the 2 anyway. Right, this is dropping down now. And if I show you here, make a note of this. We've got 49 highly educated people. Now I've been stuck at that for a long time, and it's a little bit, and you can see here that the actual education speaked up because I actually got some extra people come in. So we're just going to keep an eye on that and see if we can get, we'll get more students into here. If we pick like this student here, it's unlikely that they're going to get to the 2.7, or they might do because they're only 18. But if you actually watch the school time, if they've actually got real school time, you see that the education level will click up. And I'm just going to let this run and and I'll just show you. I mean, we've got to run through because now they're in free time. So they're currently at home. I'll just let this run. Obviously, they don't spend that much time at home. Look at that, 13 hours. Wow, didn't realise they had that much free time. Right, so they've now got school time. You can see this is now 1.29. I'm hoping that that will tick up again. Or did it tick up? I can't remember now. But I see this student's now 19 and he's only got 1.29 learning. And that's got someone, so it's going to take a little while to actually take effect. So that some of these other students, see, you got, let's just see if we can pick out some. See, this is 8, they're an 18-year-old with 1.42, which is slightly better. What we're looking for is, and what we got, see, this is the better prospect. We've got a 16-year-old here now with 1.29. So again, we're just going to let these run round and just see. So we've got 2 at 1.29, 1 at 1.42. And we'll just see how they tick up. They're on their free time. They're now on school time. See, he's now clicked up to 134. He's clicked up to 148. So I still don't feel that this 19-year-old is actually going to get there, and this 18-year-old may get there. But our bigger hope is actually this one here. So then they've now jumped to 137, and they're 16. So that is one of our future long-term candidates. So we're gonna have to let that run, and hopefully we will get more educated people into here. And we'll come back and take a look at that. But we do need to keep an eye on that average loyalty. Now, the next thing I want to do is I'm kind of, I think I mentioned it in the last video, I want to put some biofuel plant out here. And that means that I want, is this empty? This is now empty, so we're going to get rid of that. Now, I want to put some accommodation in here, but I'm not sure how far can you walk. That's 200 meters. I feel that what I need is a footpath through the center, but I need to move these buildings because I put them in the wrong place. So what we're going to do is I want to put footpath smack through the center like that, and we'll just accept that. And we'll put these guys on it. Oh, they probably already detected it anyway. So what I want to do is move these out from over here. Well, we got this, we don't need this here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put some small construction office over here. So just come here. I think the tiny one doesn't use steel, because what I'm looking for is a budget winter as well. So get there, guys on there. In fact, I want 2 out here. Put 1 the other side as well. Like that. Just get you there. Get those built. So that we get this here. Just to show you the budget. We're kind of making. Well, we lost a bit of money here because I bought 2 sets of teachers in to get that up to 50 to try and improve my education. Yeah, we're getting students there. Have we got anyone who's... No, nobody qualified yet. It's going to take a little while because obviously there was a lot of students in there waiting to study who loyalty's dropped to 39%. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. Probably could do with giving it a little bit of a shove to try and improve loyalty. There's no real kind of emphasis on loyalty down here actually. See if we can cheapskates. Let's go back to mods. I'm looking for something really cheap. We've got we pull back on these. Let's put one of these in. Put one in about there. Yeah, I think we'll just build one there. Okay, just set that. Trying to avoid putting nodes on these roads here. So back to 40%, but I'd like to get it a bit higher. So how's the harvest going over here? Here's an example that we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got, I think we got 4 of them. Was it 3 or 4? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 of our harvesters. We got this one beer harvesting, this one harvesting. Where's the other one gone? Not started. We got the 4 trucks here, and this guy's just finished this field here. He's on his way back. What he probably will do is go to this field and start that, or this one. Probably go to this one actually. After he's gone that an old toad combine. So I'd guess that this field is just not ready yet. No, here he goes. Which field is he going to go for? Going for this one. Now the next thing I want to check is this one, and I want to rename this Molnar Crop. This strip. I want to make sure this. I want to put him back onto here now. Actually, has he emptied this out yet? We've still got plenty of crops up here, so we're okay. So we've now built this footpath through here. In fact, I think back to monuments again. What we got here? Got 10 tons of steel. Painful. Get that built. Okay guys, right, built these roads here, so we're just gonna allocate those to there and there, get those built. Where you go? Built. What that should do is try and push up that loyalty a little bit. We're also starting to get a bit of, we've got that building is built, this building's not built, is built as well. I think I'd like to start getting a little bit of extra building done here. So I'm quite intrigued by these buildings. So what we'll do is we'll start building that. Actually, has this got a footpath connection out here? Oh yeah, we're Q to there. We'll get our diggers on that bit there as well. I'm quite intrigued to see what this will actually look like when it's finished, so we're going to get that done. Give you an update on the sewage plant again. You can see it's still stuck at 44.9. Seems to like that position there. Right, we've now finished this farm. And the auto detect's on, so we're going to get rid of you because I'm going to allocate the fields manually because I want to get the order done. Actually, it's the auto detect onto this one as well. I think I'll turn this one off. That's the farm. What about? Yeah, the auto detect is off. Right, we need to get some fuel into there. So, oops. Starting to think that we're going to need to consider setting up a proper fuel distribution, but that'd be part of the biofuel, which I'll be looking at in a little while. But 100% in there. Now the other thing we're going to need over here is a distribution office collecting the crops up. I'm liking putting it about here, but I am, so we're going to need to, wow, that's big, a little bit too big. We may have to go for, got 7. So this is, I'll be honest, this isn't one of my favorite buildings because it kind of fringes quite badly when it's doing things. This actually needs prefabs as well, so we don't want to use that. This is 6. medium as well. Or right, this has got 8. I don't think I ever recall using this one. When was this one's got? Okay, we're going to give this one a go. I can't ever recall building this. Just put you there. And what that will be is what we'll do is get the covered holes into here to actually pick up the fields that will stop production. That's because I don't have enough workforce. Okay, let me just get back to the university. 55, see the difference that makes. Again, we'll just have a quick sample of this. So we've got a 17-year-old now that's already got an education level of 1.85 and another one of 1.47. So that shows that by limiting the number of students that we've actually started to really push up this education level. I really want to get that up because that was caused because one of the problems we're going to have is that we need to get our legal system going, and I think you need educated people for the judges and stuff like that. Although I'm still kind of hedging round the kind of judiciary because we don't have enough population to do anything. So it says not patrolled. Got some minor crime. We got medium crime. Got no. Oh, we've got one major serious crime now. So I think we're going to need to think a little bit more about how we're actually going to get that filled in. Anyway, biofuel. I'm just going to look at the ground here. It's a bit not quite so flat. Not as flat as I was hoping it would be. Because what I'm thinking is if I can build it about here and we put some more houses here once we've moved this lot out, we should be able to get this done. Right, so let's just put the biofuel in. Factory. We go that way. For argument's sake, okay, let me just see if I can create a platform here with level height and center. I'm not exactly sure where that square is coming from. We just get that there. We get that there. And that off. Must admit, I've never seen those squares before appearing. And put a road through to there. And what that should do is allow me to build a footpath. And we want that footpath to be exactly opposite there. And get the digger guys on that. So we've now got that there. Now the next thing we want is a warehouse over here because crops are coming up from there. We need to shorten this distance. So we need a storage. Let's see. This is the Tudor warehouse. I kind of would like to stretch this out, make that factory connection as long as possible. Maybe curve this in a little bit like that. Again, I keep the junctions to a minimum at there. Then of course the next thing we're going to need is a cargo station. I think 4 would do. Come on, you can do it. and then you can hook to there. I know these will be expensive to build, but they'd be worth it in the long run because that really shortens the distance down from this area here. So we've now got our biofuel capacity, we've got our right, you I want up here. And what you've got auto detect on. Yeah, all you've got is auto detect roads. Okay, get rid of everything here. I don't want you. And then get rid of everything else off here. Unfinished conveyor. Okay. And of course, what we're going to need is, what's this one called? This is CO excavators. Rename you CO excavators 2. And we'll have to add you to the I think we're going to remove excavators from there. Excavators 2. Move you. I've got gravel and diggers. Now the reason I've done that is that eventually the excavators on their current jobs will return here, then I'll move them to here, and then we can actually get that done. What's the loyalty? 39%. Let's just check our university students. I think maybe we can just knock that down a little bit and see if we can let a few more in, because the loyalty is dropping a little bit. Because our, look at that, 66, yes. So I think we can be a little bit more generous now with respect to our students. And of course, see, they're now coming in, and that's going to give us a problem. I think we're gonna stay strict, and then we're just going to work on the loyalty, I think. Is there any other ways I can push the loyalty up? How's our secret police doing? Missing agents. Actually, let me just put, where's the depot? Work, it's going to add to you that 100%. Maybe the vehicles have got we need to keep building this population up. So we've got someone here, no one lives here, that's okay. We've got a population of 1,093. Let's just have a look. We've got births and deaths, we're good on that perspective. Right, so we've now got this being built. You guys move to increase the range to 3,000. This, I think that just leaves one here. Where are you? You're working there, so you're going to return there. Okay. Now I doubt very much. See if this guy can get. Right, he can get there, which is exactly what I want to see. Which means we can. Once we got this accommodation planned here. Now the next thing we're going to need to do is consider heating in this area, because I doubt very much if my heating plant will... See, I don't think this heating plant is actually reaching... It's reaching that, but I get a feeling that if we start expanding into this area down a little bit, or maybe over there... I think that guy got a bit lost. So we're getting a bit more security police in, but we're not really patrolling that well. We've got 37% at the moment. I think we're kind of wasting our resources here, so we will drop to 35 because this is 39%. I think it just means that we run a risk of getting less qualified people in. I really wish if there was a way that you could actually set this precisely. I think the 5% is too coarse for what you actually want to do. So we'll just see if we can get some of these in here. We'll get a few late bloomers come into this area here, and hopefully we'll get things going quite nicely. We've got this here. How's the harvest going? So we've now got these fields here. These trucks are still sat around doing nothing. That's been built. We don't need this built just yet. I'm a bit reluctant to send construction crews down here, but if they're doing nothing, I think I would be inclined to let them come down and make a start, because we do need to build this. In fact, I think we will start to get the groundworks done. I set the groundworks here. No, we're gonna have to have everything on here. So you there. And it means I can knock this down. And my digger crews are out. I'm not actually sure where they are, but right, so we can now remove you. And again, I know some of you will look at it and say, well, he's building buildings and knocking buildings down and things like that. It's not very efficient, but I think there's a big difference between when you build for, say, a 1960s start and an early start. When you start in the 1960s, you've got a good selection of vehicles, and what you're planning is the final town. When you do an early start, what you're doing is effectively following history, which is in history what happens is that towns grow, they become industrial centres, then over time it changes. But this is something we're probably quite accustomed to in the UK, because there's a place called Ironbridge. Now, Ironbridge is known as the cradle of the Industrial Revolution. But if you went to it now, I think it's in Shropshire. I can't remember exactly where it is. I've been there. It's a fascinating place. There's a wonderful bridge over the gorge. If you went to it now, you'd think this is the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. It's a tiny little village. There's nothing here. And I think that's the way history goes, that some of the origins of some of the major changes that have happened are now quiet villages or small towns. They're no longer part of the greater economy, because as the economy grows, new towns are built, purpose-built towns are built, which is, if you look in the north of England, you've got towns, I'm trying to think of one, I think is it Corby? Corby's a steel town, if I remember correctly, and the town was built round a steelworks. But again, the processes happen now because steel is no longer required as much, and most of it's produced abroad. So Corby's going through that process of evolution, but the industry is changing and all sorts of things are happening. So that is something that you do need to think about over time. This is now built, right? So what we're gonna do is get. I think this guide isn't needed, so we'll put you onto there. And send you to here. And what we'll do is we'll move the diggers out as well. Keep looking here, and I keep feeling that yeah, I get the feeling that we could do with improving the loyalty here. We just come here, put a monument in. We could put in, we can't put Mao Zedong in, but we could put in what the famous red star. So we could probably put it up. I've kind of got mixed feelings about this now, because it's a bit too dominant really for an early start. This little monument here, there's 2% over 250 meters. I think if we put it in just about there, just turn off the auto detect. Right, you guys can sit there, come back to there, because we're gonna have to do that 3 times to get the crews here. Where are these crews? Where are you? Oh, they're actually working on the sliding along the factory connection. I forgot I was doing factory connections. And these guys are just working on this here. So yeah, I'm doing the gravel stage at the moment. So that's being built. There's happiness at 62%. Government loyalty is kind of sat at, but I just want to keep pushing this loyalty. How's the stores? Stores are good. I think loyalty is the key to kind of getting the happiness up a bit more. So we're going to kind of try and punch it out a little bit more. I think if we... Oops. No, actually, we're going to use the... I don't know. Let's have a look at the monuments in here. That's mechanical components. Lenin's obelisk. Wow. Wow. Oh, I didn't even realise I had that. That might be a little bit over the top. Huge monument. We've got a samovar on it. It's samovar. Apologies for my bad pronunciation. I think that's a Russian tea urn, isn't it? What have we got here? What's the 7 tons of steel? House of Heroes. That's 1%. I think we're gonna put another one of these in. I'm just gonna keep scattering these around the town, I think. So coming to here. Right. Okay, we're gonna have to. You don't have anyone here, so we're gonna need to. We'll just have to assign the diggers for this. So, okay, get you down. You can do that. So we're now in winter now, and we've got 360. Right, we're still harvesting here, but eventually we're going to lose crops from this field. So we got 1, 2, 3 medium field, 4 medium fields, 1, 2, 3 large, possibly 4 large fields. And across here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 large fields. So what we'll probably have to do is this farm will have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and we got some medium fields there. Okay, let me just. I'm gonna grab the medium fields from here. I think you can have that medium field, that medium field, that medium field. And we got we could put a medium field up there. These are a little bit, we could be a bit cheeky here. I think, I want 4 medium fields on each farm. We've got 1, 2, 3 there, 4. I'm just wondering, yeah, if we say we put that one there, and then you can have, we can't assign that large field. You can have that large field, that large field, that large field, this large field, and that large field. And then some, and that would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll debate on this large. I think next year we'll put this on and we'll see how well it goes, because we still need to build in a few bits and pieces. A bit inclined to put a small field here. I think what we'll have to do is expand out as time goes on. How are we doing clothes wise at the moment? Got 1.42 tons of clothes there. Let's see, am I importing clothes now? Last month. We're not actually importing clothes now, because these guys are keeping the shops full. You better be anyway. Yeah, we've got 9.5 tons of shops food in there. Have a look at the right. You're delivering 50% food, meat, and everything there. I think I need to separate the meat out from here. Yeah, you've got clothes in there. How's the clothes situation here? This is Highview shop. So actually it's this one, isn't it? So who's delivering to Highview food store? Right, let's sort this out. Remove you and you. You can add you. This building's already assigned. Highview corner market. Highview. Where is it? Right, so you're delivering clothes there. So you're already delivering the clothes there. Small view, custom shed, and you're delivering to there. Right, so I think what we'll do is we'll put you onto there for the electronics, and then that means that this one loses the electronics. And so what you're doing now is just remove you from there. What all you're doing now is exporting the alcohol. Haha. Okay, we need to put you back on there. You're loading that. And what you're going to do is export any food that's over 40%. We've got 15 tons of food in here. Maybe make it 50%. It's 50% for the moment. So this one. Right. Get back to you, and we'll just rename you now. New Hope. Food. Oh. So, never. I should call it New Hope Food Export. That one now will do all the exporting. And what we got is this meat truck here, which carries meat. You've got, and you're picking up meat from all these different places. You can add We add you to there. You can load meat. And then %. Okay. You send you to and get rid of that. What that will mean is that we will now get the truck here, and then we got the meat export guy picking up everything from, so my 3 hunting lodges now will be picking up, producing meat. Any surplus will be shipped out, and that should start to improve our economy a little bit. How much money did we make last month? We made about 8,000 rubles. So we're kind of making a little bit of cash. What's the... we got a few people moving in here. 79% happiness. How's my education going? We've got 74 educated people now. Wow, thank you. Have a look at let's have a quick spot check on looking for someone who's again. We've got the problem developing again with the... He's 20 years of age and he's only got 1.6 education, so he's not going to cut it. We need to get the average above 40% again, although that is an average. So if I could get the year 38, okay, what we got here? So we're just gonna have to keep an eye on that and see if we can kind of get there. I mean, the bigger the population gets, the more people we will have moving in and things. What we got here is we got 1.8 tons of clothes. Kind of thinking that we've got this food export. I think what we will do, just to kind of set, actually, got no clothes in here because we haven't got any. So I think at the moment we're, think of these trucks. It's close, 0.75 tons. This will pick up 2 tons. Oh, it's going to be a... I don't know. No, I think we'll be okay. So if I set you up, put you onto there. We'll just ignore the warehouse for the moment. Close. Load, not unload. Close. Anything over 50% can be exported. That will give us a little bit more money if we need it. We got this being built. Again, we've got the old dilemma, but this isn't particularly that high a priority. Right, we've now, the farms have now finished. So it's the... Oh, cancelled that. These have bagged all the medium fields over here. First things first were 1, 2, we got 3 medium fields there. Kind of going to take a chance. We're going to put these 4 on that way. Then we're going to go 1, 2. I want that field as part of that. Gee, 3. Cancel, no. Yeah, no, that'll do. 4, 5. Now, the reason I'm doing this is that sometimes what will happen is that the tractor will come out, do a small field, and then go to the next large field in the cycle. And if they're out here, they might as well go for that one. So if we got that one there, that leaves this field and that field. On that one. And then field 7. Let's just redo the big fields again. Right, we've got the medium fields. We got that one there. What was the allocation again for this? Okay. I think we're adding that one in there, 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 that one in there. So that should come that way. And we got 367 income. We got that built. We need to get these built. These guys are okay. I'm gonna get, just to finish the video off because I'm aware that I'm running out of time. I'm gonna move you guys over to here. I've got your auto detect on again, and get rid of auto detect. Actually, auto detect, electric wiring, footpaths and factory connections. And we'll put these back in again. Okay. %. Loyalty's dropping. We might have to go for the radio. How's the education? 77. Is it rising? Yeah, it's still rising. I think because what we're getting now is a bit of momentum with our professors. We're getting educated staff. This is always the problem, that when you've only got a small amount of educated start people, they don't get in. See, look, we're getting more and more teachers in here now. That's making a difference. And that's actually kind of thing. I could probably push that up a bit. We get any escapees? We've got still no escapees. We're still looking good. One more group to do. So where's the truck gone? I think he's delivering. I was wait for the truck to get back. I think the asphalt crew have gone off somewhere on their own. Oh no, he's back. So send you back to here. I think this is where I'm going to leave it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it interesting. What I will do is play on to, say, the end of January, so that we can then work in the next part on, well, we're going to need to get some tractors in this farm. And we're just going to keep building up our economy. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.